Shadow Coast here, and welcome to Gears Tactics. In this episode, we're going to review classes and specializations within each class. Now, I'm only very early in my first experience difficulty playthrough, but I thought it'd be helpful to outline the different classes and specializations, and then I'll give a kind of post or mid-campaign review of specializations or classes and specializations that I tend to like. So this is very preliminary, but we'll jump in. There are 5 classes. Off the bat, you're going to start with Gabe, who's a support, and Sid, who's a Vanguard. If you pre-purchased, you'll also receive Coltrane, who's another Vanguard. So the 5 classes are support, which is basically your healing type class in general. So healing, buffs, and debuffs. Vanguard is tank and damage output. You have Sniper, which we're going to get into, damage obviously. Heavy, which has some very unique abilities. I don't know how to best describe the specializations. And then Scout is basically, I call it kind of a disruptor because they have different traits like Cloak, which will allow them to run past Overwatch, flank the enemy, and deal damage more or less from behind, right? So we're going to jump into each one. This will be a fairly long episode because there is a lot of talents and a lot of ways that you can set up your team. And I'll show you where I'm kind of trending, and then again I'll post a video after or towards the end of this campaign with some additional thoughts. So starting with supports, right? You have 4 call it specializations within support. Surgeon here is very much focused on single targeted healing, right? You can see here you have recovery patch where you heal ally for a certain amount at the end of your turn for 3 turns. So you're probably going to throw this on your Vanguard if you're going to go Vanguard Warden, which is kind of a tank specialization. And then you can also targets of your healing skill receive damage reduction. So single targeted healing. Down here you have Combat Medic. Combat Medic is focused on group healing, so you're going to heal everyone a little bit. And I started a trend in this direction, and I'm starting to regret it, to be honest. I would say that I think that the Surgeon might be better. I'm finding that I tend to use or put units, my Vanguard units up front who take more damage. So that's something I'm going to have to rethink. But down here you have group therapy, which you can upgrade, which is critical to healing the entire team. And then you have these chainsaw moves, which when you use your chainsaw to kill an enemy, you heal allies. And you can also make sure that your lowest health unit receives some extra evasion, and then we also reset our group healing whenever an ally is downed or killed. So left side is healing, top left is solo targeted healing, bottom left is more group healing and buffing your team. On the right side, I call this the buff debuff tree. When you head to Paragon, you're focusing on buffing your teams, right? And so you can see this here. Empower basically, when a targeted ally downs or kills an enemy, this unit gets 1 action to a maximum of 2, and then they get a bunch of other stuff. So you're placing a bet on a unit to perform and doubling down on it. You also have Chainsaw Command. When this unit kills an enemy with a Chainsaw attack ability, Command is triggered 1 additional time. Command effectively allows us to heal each of our allies for a percentage of their maximum health, and this can be kind of upgraded throughout the tree depending on where you go. And then we also have this ability Teamwork. Not Teamwork, Empower. Where's Empower? Where's Empower start? Empower here. Target ally gains 1 action, and then you give them additional action, so you're buffing your team. All right, and then when you come out here, these are interesting skills that you're going to want to get that just help. I don't view these as really specializations. They're just kind of nice to have. For example, when I revive a down unit now, I get 1 extra action, so it's basically a free revive, which I think is super critical. which I do recommend grabbing. Then in the bottom right, this is what I call more of a debuff slash damage output. So when you see Chainsaw Attack Mastery, this unit's Chainsaw Attack ability cooldown is reduced by 1, so you can chainsaw more often. High-powered shot, which can be upgraded, effectively is just shot that does bonus damage, and then we can reduce it so we can use it more often to take out the enemy. We have Distracting Fire. This will debuff an enemy, reducing its evasion. We have Hone In. When this unit misses a shot, it gets plus 20% accuracy. So just making sure you're outputting consistent damage. And then Surge. All of the target skills and abilities are refreshed. Does not refresh the Surge skill. So you basically can refresh critical skills on your team as needed from that perspective. So not completely debuff, but it has a few debuffs and buffs in there. So buffing support and then healing support. For my build here, I think I'm going to switch out of group therapy and start prioritizing working up single healing, and you're going to see why in a minute. When we switch over to Vanguard, the 4 specializations are Warden, Paladin, Shock Trooper, and Assault. So the left side of this, I would argue, is more tank-like, while the right side is more damage output and disruption, so debuffing. So we're going to start with Warden. This is your pure tank, right? So you gain distraction. An enemy will try to attack this unit on its next turn. Does not affect bosses, and the cooldown is reduced. You have self-revive. When this unit is down state at the beginning of your turn, this unit revives itself, which is amazing. You have Badass, which is 75% damage reduction against first attack each turn. And you can see I'm sort of starting to work my way up here. When below 50% maximum health gain, plus 25% evasion. So that's some critical stuff here. There are 2 pieces here. You're going to get passive regeneration. So regeneration has healing. If basically regeneration at the beginning of your turn, you heal, you auto heal, which is pretty awesome. Defensive Bayonet, I do recommend getting. When this unit kills an enemy with the Bayonet charge ability, each ally gets 20% damage reduction for this turn. This is just kind of reducing overall team damage. So this is, call it single tank. You put them out front. You make sure they have a bunch of stuff that's going to give them more health and reduce damage taken. And then when you go down to Paladin, this is more of a almost allow your team to group heal type deal. So here, one of the critical pieces in this tree is Rally. Allies within 8 meters gain Leech for this turn. Units with Leech heal 25% of damage dealt by their shots, and you upgrade that up to 40%. So you're just kind of allowing another kind of group heal based off their damage. Squad regeneration. Effects from this unit's regeneration skill are applied to each ally within 5 meters. So if you're kind of close together, you can keep your unit close together and keep healing them up. We can use Hunker Down, which basically you target an ally and you give it a ton of evasion, but it may take no actions this turn. And then the last kind of critical move in Paladin is Stand Together. Downed allies within 10 meters are revived. Allies within 10 meters get 50% damage reduction until the start of your next turn. So again, that's pretty cool if you have 2 or 3 people down and you're the last man standing. If you can get in range, you can get them back up and running. So I like this tree, but I'm going to more focus on the Warden and making sure Sid's out front, taking the brunt of it. When we move over to the right, Shock Trooper is kind of what I call disruption or debuff. When we look at this, free bayonet out here, these are pretty good. So if you can, you might, once you finish off your core specialization, you might try to get the middle of the tree. Free bayonet, when this attack kills an enemy with the bayonet charge ability, it gets 1 action. So basically, free bayonet charge. And this one's pretty nice. Enraged Bayonet, when this unit kills an enemy with the Bayonet charge ability, this unit gets plus 20% damage and 20% damage reduction for this turn. So when we move up the tree here for Shock Trooper, Demoralize, which is shoot if the target is hit, it is interrupted and loses all positive status effects. So it doesn't affect bosses, but it's great for dislodging enemies. Recharging bayonet, you basically reduce your bayonet charged up. When this unit kills an enemy with a bayonet charge ability, all the unit skills have their cooldowns reduced by 1 turn. And then you can see Intimidate. Basically, enemies within 10 meters are removed from cover, interrupted, and receive 20% damage this turn. And then that's upgraded. So this one's super awesome because if a lot of people are taking cover, or Overwatch, you're going to interrupt them if they're kind of close to you. And then the core bread and butter here is Breach. All enemies within 5 meters gain the Breach status effect. Allies who down or kill Breach enemies gain 1 action and heal 20% of their maximum health. That is pretty awesome. And Menacing Bayonet. When this unit kills an enemy with bayonet charge, all enemies within 7 meters get minus 20% accuracy. So that's why I call this kind of the debuff tree. Then moving down to Assault Executioner, when this unit shoots enemies with less than 50% remaining health, it gets 30% damage. Assault is focused on damage output. And I have a feeling that I'm going to want to make Cole kind of a damage outputter. And you're going to see why here in a second. You get Rage Shot, shoot with a damage bonus. The damage bonus is equal to 100% of your missing health to a maximum of 250 damage. And then here to a maximum of 1,000 damage. So I have a feeling that if you have a lot of health and you take some damage on them, you're gonna want to take some damage and then really have that kind of kill shot with them. They also have Expertise. When within the effective range of the equipped weapon, this unit gets plus 25% crit chance, which is huge. Hemorrhage. When this unit gets a critical hit on an enemy, that enemy receives a bleed status effect. Units with bleed receive 200 damage at the beginning of the next 3 turns. And then Avenger. When an ally takes damage, this unit gets plus 25% damage for this turn to a maximum of 4 stacks. When an ally is down, this unit gets plus 1 action. When an ally dies, this unit gets 3 actions. So this is kind of like if the oh shit, everything's going wrong, we're gonna super buff your Vanguard, and he or she will hopefully be able to clean the field and win the day. So that's support in Vanguard. We're gonna go into Sniper. I know there's a lot here. I like these trees. One of the things is they're on each sub-tree or specialization, they're really only 2 or 3 critical things that you're working towards. So while it looks intimidating, it's actually not that intimidating. So we're gonna jump into Sniper. The 4 specializations are Marksman, Assassin, Hunter, and Stalker. Starting with Marksman, extra round. When this unit hits an enemy with a critical hit, the equipped weapon gets plus 1 ammo to the magazine. That's way overpowered. Spree. When this unit kills an enemy with a critical hit, there's a 25% chance this unit will get 2 actions. This effect may only trigger once per turn. Lucky Streak. When this unit hits an enemy with a critical hit, this unit gains plus 20% critical hit chance for this turn. And you have First Blood. Shoot if the target is at full health. The shot gets plus 50% damage bonus and then plus 100%. So again, with Sniper, you're going to focus on the new units that are fully healed on the field. Alpha, when this unit takes the first shot with a full magazine, it gets plus 15% damage. And then you have Precision Shot. Shoot with a plus 30% accuracy bonus and plus 30% damage bonus. This skill costs 2 actions. And then when you fully... Oh wait, that's Bullseye. Here we go. Precision Shot level 3. When you fully upgrade it, shoot with plus 50% accuracy, plus 50% damage bonus. It still costs 2. Omega, when this unit takes the last shot in their magazine, it gets plus 25% damage bonus. So it's kind of like first shot versus last shot. Alpha and Omega, I like it. Bullseye, the next time this unit hits with a shot, it will be a critical hit. This effect will expire after 2 turns if not triggered. And then you upgrade this, and this unit also gets 1 action, which is kind of nice. Headhunter, when this unit kills an enemy, it gets plus 3% damage to a maximum of plus 30. So you just basically go on a kill streak. Overture, this unit gets a plus 50% damage bonus on its first hit of your turn. So Assassin's very much about securing it. And I'm personally leaning towards Marksman. Anyways, moving on over to Hunter. Ultimate shot, shoot, and if the target is down or killed, this unit gets maximum actions, which is ridiculously overpowered, so you just keep mowing them down. So actually, I don't think I properly read that the first time. This seems like the best move in the game, so I think Hunter is the way to go, personally. Fast Finger, shooting if the target is down or killed, this unit reloads. And shoot if the target is down or killed, this unit reloads and gets 1 action. Hunter is definitely the way to go. I don't know what I was thinking between these 2 moves. Setup, when your turn ends and this unit has not taken a shot, reduce the cooldown of all this unit's abilities and skills by 1. So that's kind of nice. Chain shot, shoot, and if the target is hit, this unit gets 1 action. Shoot, and if the target is hit, this unit gets 2 actions. Running gun, the first time this unit moves in a turn, it gains plus 50% damage for this turn. Shots from a higher elevation than the target, plus 20% accuracy bonus. So Hunter is all about kind of just restocking your actions and reloading. So maybe you can infinitely kill all your enemies. We're going to put that to use. We're definitely going Hunter. I totally did not, I don't even think I looked at this tree when I first opened this up for whatever reason. Active reload, when this unit uses reload on an empty magazine, this unit deals plus 25% damage for 2 turns or until reloading. When this unit is targeted for the first time each turn, it gets plus 40% evasion bonus. Alright, so then we're moving into Stalker. As we go down, critical overwatch, this unit's overwatch shot may be critical hits. And then concussion shot, shoot this target of the shot gains a concussed status effect. The concussed units are interrupted and cannot act during their next turn. And then we just reduce the cooldown. Sure thing, when this unit hits with a shot that is not a critical hit, this unit gets plus 20% critical hit chance. When this unit hits an enemy with a critical hit, this effect is removed. Terrified. When this unit kills an enemy with a shot, all enemies within 10 meters get the Terrified status effect. Units with Terrified get minus 25% accuracy for the next turn. When this unit kills an enemy with a critical hit, Terrified is improved to negative 40% accuracy. And then impact rounds. When this unit hits an enemy with a long shot, long shot, the target is knocked down. I don't see why you wouldn't get... like they have to remove some of the stuff. This is just way unbalanced. So I'm definitely going Hunter. Active reload. When this unit uses reload on an empty magazine, this unit deals plus 25%. Okay, we're probably not going to hit that if we're going to keep taking them out. So that's the sniper class. I was originally leaning towards marksman when I first looked at this, but I clearly did not see Hunter. I just don't know why you wouldn't go Hunter, because you just keep shooting and shooting and shooting, which is, critical because they're like endless enemies. We're going to move over to heavy. We're almost done here. With heavy, their 4 specializations are Specialist, Artillery, Demolitionist, and Defender. So Specialist is focused on anchored and I think that we can upgrade. Can you upgrade anchor? Yeah, you can upgrade. Nope. Oh yeah, you can upgrade anchor on the left side. There you go. Which is nice. So anchored in general, when this unit shoots, it gets 1 stack of the anchored status effect to a maximum of 3 stacks. Units with anchor get plus 10% accuracy and plus 15 damage per stack. Units lose anchored if they move, so you want to kind of set them up, overwatch them so they're in a good spot. They hit a bunch of targets, or they shoot a bunch of targets, and they just keep stacking up their damage. So, Specialist. Preparation. This unit gets 35% chance to gain a stack of anchored at the beginning of your turn, which is nice. Redeploy has a cooldown reduced by 1. Redeploy. This unit gets 3 actions. This unit cannot shoot this turn. When this unit moves, it does not lose anchored. So you basically can chain keep your anchored. You just can't shoot for that turn. This is kind of nice if you're between deployments and the enemies are coming. So I kind of like that idea. Streak on kill, gain 1 stack of the streak status effect. When reaching 5 stacks of streak, this unit gains 1 action and loses all stacks. So you just get some extra actions as you get into the nitty gritty of kills. Refreshing reload. Reloading reduces all ability and skill cooldowns by 1. This effect may trigger only once per turn. Fury, when missing or landing a partial hit with the shoot ability, shoot the target again if ammo is available and target is still alive. May only trigger once per turn. That's kind of nice. Catalyst, this unit receives 1 additional action when an ally performs an execution. This effect may trigger only once per turn. That's super nice. For artillery, this is actually pretty cool. So heat up, gain plus 25% damage this turn. This effect stacks every time this unit shoots, regain 1 action. And then this unit reloads when using heat up. So it's like a free reload plus damage buff, which is pretty nice. Strategic position, when this unit takes a shot at targets that are not in cover or are flanked by this unit, the shot gets plus 15% critical hit chance bonus. And then here, what are you guys? Reckless shot. Where is reckless shot? Oh, over here. Shoot with plus 30% critical hit chance bonus. And then you upgrade that to plus 50%, which is nice. Ultra shot, cannot target bosses, unfortunately, but continue shooting until your mag is empty or the target dies. So that's nice, but we can't target bosses with that. If we could, this would be a sure decision in my point of view. But because we can't use it on bosses, I'm not sure if it's, it's just not as good, right? When you can't use it against a boss. Embers, passive skill, 20% chance to become heated up at the beginning of your turn while the heat up skill is on cooldown. So basically a nice little damage buff. And that, critical, right? So think about it. If you stack anchored of some 3 stacks of anchored, so that's plus 45% plus another 25%. That's a ridiculous amount of extra damage. Demolitionist, opportunistic. When this unit kills it or downs an enemy, its frag grenade and explosive shot cooldowns are reduced. Dig in. Where's dig in? Allies within 8 meters gain plus 50% accuracy this turn, and then you're giving plus 25% accuracy. Explosive shots. Shoot if the shot kills a target, it explodes and deals 300 damage to all units in a 4 meter radius. This is upgraded to 5 meters and 500 damage. It's kind of nice. If you kill a wretch, I think that that'll take out the other ones or at least severely damage them, which is pretty cool. Healing Anchor, when ending its turn anchored, this unit heals for 20%. Defensive Anchor, we get damage reduction. Suppressing Fire, shoot the target and enemies within 4 meters get the suppressed status effect until the end of the next turn. Units with suppress are interrupted and cannot move, so you basically can pin them down. At the ready, when this unit enters Overwatch, reduce the cooldown of all its skills by 1. So defenders basically focus on Overwatch. As you can see, quick Overwatch, when this unit uses the Overwatch ability, it gets 1 action. So basically, you get 2 shots on Overwatch. I do like this. I like this tree and I like this tree of the 4. Counter push, when this unit downs or kills an enemy with an Overwatch shot, it gets the plus 3 meters of movement range over the next turn. It does not stack. Slayer, the unit's Overwatch shots deal plus 50% damage, and then you can get additional suppressing fire. So just to understand, the suppressing fire, part of the reason I like this tree, the target and enemies within 4 meters get the suppressed status effect until the end of their next turn. The units with suppress are interrupted and cannot move. Bosses cannot be suppressed. So basically we can kind of pin down grenadiers and other bad guys. So we're almost done here. This is a much longer video than I thought. Like I said, while this looks intimidating, you're going to see common themes within each specialization. We're moving on to Scout. You have Raider, Slayer, Recon, and Commando. I am not sure how to best describe scouts. They basically, I kind of view them as flanking. You flank the enemy and you eviscerate them with your Nasher, which is a shotgun. So we're going to start with a Raider. Here you have double shot, right? Double shot, you get to shoot twice. That's super nice, especially if you're trying to take someone out. So if you get behind a Grenadier who's super tough, some double shots gonna make a big difference. And then fully upgraded, if the first shot does not kill the target, the unit will shoot again. If the first shot kills a target, the unit will shoot at another target within 5 meters. Kills with double shot reduce the cooldown of Rampage by 1 turn. Bloodlust, when this unit kills an enemy, this unit heals 20% of its maximum health. Rampage, shoot, and if the target is down or killed, shoot again with the same effect. So that's kind of nice. You can get on a Rampage. So Exertion, this unit gets 2 actions, so you can basically move all over the map more. This unit takes damage equal to 30% of its unit's maximum health. And then this unit gets 3 action. So you're basically trading health for action, which is critical if you're trying to end somebody. Zero in, after taking a shot, this unit gets plus 5% accuracy for this turn. A regenerative cloak, when this unit gains a hidden status effect, this unit heals 15%. So cloak, just so you guys know, you can see it here, allows us to hide the unit from enemies, and then it also allows us to pass through Overwatch, right? But when we use a skill or interact or shoot, we lose it. So regenerative cloak, when this unit gains a hidden status effect, this unit heals 15%. And then quick cloak, this unit's cloak's skill cooldown is reduced by 1 turn, so we can cloak more often. We're heading towards Slayer. Ambush, when this unit shoots while hidden, it gets 25% damage. Finisher, when this unit shoots at a wounded target, it gets plus 50% critical hit chance. And then Finisher, its cooldown is reduced after upgrading to 100% critical. Energize, this unit gets plus 40% crit chance on the first shot of the magazine. And Assassination, when this unit kills an enemy with an action initiated while hidden, this unit gets 1 action. And finally, Escape Route. The first time this unit kills an enemy with a critical hit or an execution in a turn, this unit gains the hidden status effect, which is nice. Okay, heading up to Recon. Obfuscate, we basically can apply a hidden status on non-recon units, which is nice. We can sneak up Vanguard or Heavy, or even a sniper, or help them get out of a tricky situation. Nimble, once per turn, this unit gets 1 action when interacting with an objective, equipment case, or power weapons case or power weapon. So basically, we have free picking up items and interacting with certain things in the field. Sprint is reduced, so sprint is kind of cool. Run in a straight line and will not break cloak. So if we're trying to get across the map or get in position, sprint super critical. And then Anticipation, this unit gets 1 additional action at the start of your next turn. This effect is lost if this unit is downed, and this unit gets 2 additional actions at the start of your next turn. This effect is lost if this unit is down. So you're basically investing that you're in a good position to get some more action to let loose the Nasher. Blood Rush, when this unit downs or kills an enemy, it gets plus 3 meters of movement range for this turn. And over here, Stalker, plus 20% movement range while hidden. Free Cloak, when this unit uses Cloak, it gets an action, so basically activate it for free. Moving into Commando, Frag Grenade Mastery. This unit's Frag Grenade throw ability and Frag Grenade plan ability goes down or reduced by 2. That is huge, because we're going to need lots of frag grenades. Proximity Mine, this unit throws a proximity mine that plants into the ground. The mine will detonate when an enemy moves into its radius. This unit cannot deploy more than 2 mines simultaneously. And then this improves. Unit throws a proximity mine with improved range. So I don't know if proximity mine's quite as good But I guess, you know, if we have a sense that there's going to be, uh, you know, enemy wretches deploying, we might, you know, lay it down and take them all out. When this unit kills an enemy with a shot, reduce this unit's frag grenade throw ability. And coming down here, Demolition Expert, this unit's frag grenade, plant ability, and proximity mine skill no longer remove the hidden status effect, so we can literally sneak by them, plant it, and get out. This unit's cloak skill duration is increased by 1 turn, and this unit closes an E-hole, it gets 2 action. When this unit, ooh, that's nice. So of all of these, I think I'd probably favor Commando, because I don't, like, Commando or Recon are nice. I very much feel like you would put your scout in a little bit of harm's way, and I play pretty conservatively. So I'd want some of this demolition ability if I'm deploying with one, just to ensure I can take out E-holes, plant mines, cover my back from that perspective. I think obviously for all these classes and all these specializations, I'm sure you can make all of them work. I honestly don't know how, for like, sniper is kind of the only class where I think that one tree is by and far better than every other tree. And that's just because once you get fully upgraded, and you're downing or killing an enemy and getting free reloads and free action points off this, I just don't know why you wouldn't deploy with literally 2 snipers who get infinite moves. But we're going to put it to the test. We're going to spec our hunter. All the other classes, I really think you could go any way. You know, for me personally, for Sid, I'm making him. I'm planning on making him a warden. And then for Cole, he's going to be assault, sniper, definitely hunter. Gabe's, I think I'm going to spec into surgeon now. I'm kind of debating on this one, and that's just because I think Sid's going to draw most of the fire. If I make him a warden, I'm going to be putting him in harm's way, so I just want single healing abilities that heal for a lot more and heal consistently. So those are my initial thoughts. We just spent a ton of time talking about all the classes, all the specializations. Hopefully you found this somewhat helpful, and hopefully you pop in for some of our experience campaign, which I'll be posting over the next several days. Thanks for watching. Shadow Coast out.